Hey everybody, how's everyone doing? Blitzball Champ is back here with yet another video here on the U to the Tube. Um, so I decided to do something that was on my mind for pretty much most of the week. So this is actually going to be a two-part sort of thing, and this will be part one. So I wanted to talk some more about the revival of G4 that is supposed to happen sometime next year. Um, but I wanted to give my thoughts on one, what I would like to see happen, as far as, returning shows or like a good format, or what I would like to see content wise with this new revival of G4, which that will mainly be for this video. And then for the second one, I'm going to mainly focus on, is this G4 revival going to be a hit or a miss? So, two parts. We're going to do part one in this video. So, I wanted to discuss what I would like to see, if it were up to me, what I would like to see in this revamped G4. Now, we already know a couple of things that's happening. We know one of the talent signings is WWE superstar Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed, is going to be part of this revival. He's on the squad. So, um, I would love to see him in a sort of role where he's either um, hosting like a let's play session with maybe the host or whoever the special guests are, and they do a let's play session, or maybe just even have them hosting, kind of sort of similar like Adam and Morgan Webb, to something like X Play. I think that would be very fitting for Austin Creed. And while I'm on the topic of shows, um, so one of the things is, we have to think about this. Just because G4 is returning doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get the exact, same shows or return of certain shows. Maybe not in name, but maybe perhaps in similar format. But let's use our imaginations here. Me personally, I think very very important is that whatever they decide to do, stick to the theme, stick to the overall theme. Now I know for me personally, shows that I enjoyed: X Play, Attack of the Show, Filter, Electric Playground, Judgment Day, Cinematech. Um, Cheat was all right. Um, Pulse was all right. Arena was all right. But those first couple of shows were the main ones that I enjoyed the most. Um, there were other things that I liked as well. I was a huge fan of G4's Feedback, which was like its own radio podcast that would go on every Wednesday. I love those. Really, really love those. But pretty much what I'm getting at is, what I would really like to see is segments that, there's focusing on video game reviews and previews, kind of like what X Play did, or, even kind of what Judgment Day did as well. Um, Also, it would be nice to have something dedicated to technology, like showcasing gadgets, new hardware, stuff like that. Which, shows like the Screensavers, shows like Attack of the Show did. So I think that would be good to have. Um, and of course, you also want to continue to do your convention coverages. Um, Tokyo Game Show, E3, GDC, PAX, Comic Con, BlizzCon, you name it. Just covering the different cons, special coverage, and not necessarily has to be dedicated to one show that covers it. It could be multiple shows, that cover it in their own way, but at least that they're being covered and that fans will be able to watch, get information, hear about what's going on, what's new, things like that. Um, and of course, special guests, not only just celebrities, but also um, big names in the tech and gaming industries. I think having the opportunity to interview with them on these different shows or whichever, I think would be really good. I think would be excellent. Um, and there can be room for some some comedy segments here and there, but you don't want to get so far away from the theme, the overall theme of what you want G4 to bring, what you want G4 to really encompass. But you know, and then another thing is just when it comes to the talent. Um, of course, I'm sure a lot of us, fans of, G4 TV, Tech TV, those days, really got attached to, some of the hosts. I enjoyed Adam Sessler, Morgan Webb, Kevin Pereira, Olivia Munn, Tommy Tallarico, uh, Laura Foy and Tina Woods were all right. Um, Layla Cayley, uh, Kristen Adams was okay, I guess. But I mean, there were certain hosts, there were certain folks that I really enjoyed. I mean, I even got to meet Morgan Webb, for crying out loud, back when I worked at Epic, when I worked on Bulletstorm, and G4 came through. I got to meet Morgan Webb, so I think that's excellent. So I may be a little biased towards you know bringing her in, but hey, these were people that I really enjoyed watching. So but I can understand that might not necessarily be the case with this revival, because I mean, a lot of these people have gone on to do different things. They've gone on, to work in different industries, or they may be content and happy where they're at. So we'll see. But if I want to go into specifics, so there were particular shows that had formats, not necessarily all uh, from G4, but like I said, I was a big fan of G-Force Feedback. I really loved everything about Feedback. I mean, just going through the different uh, gaming news, news going on in the industry, um, you know, having like a game of the week that they would just talk about, that they would just showcase, um, reading and answering questions sent in by listeners, viewers, stuff like that. I really, really love that. And they had people like Morgan Webb on there occasionally. They had Patrick Klepek. They had Abby Heppy, Sterling McGarvey. They had Adam Sessler. He was like one of the main hosts. But like, shoot, Jessica Chobot was on there. Like they had a lot of different people, and would occasionally bring in special guests, whether they were celebrities or just people in the gaming industry. So I would love to see either feedback or some form of feedback brought into this G4 revival. Um, and in thinking about that, uh, a type of show that I like that was kind of in a way almost like a combination of feedback X play, well maybe a little bit of X play and Attack of the Show. For those of y'all that are familiar with Geek and Sundry, um, do y'all remember Game Engine? It was hosted by Erika Ishii and I believe Trisha Hirschberger. But I actually really like that show. I really do. I liked how it hit on different gaming news, and I liked how they had special guests, and they would also play different games as well, like the little let's play things. Which, like I said earlier, that'd be something great that you could have Xavier Woods be the main front runner of. Being somebody that has so much experience, hosting let's plays and just with the content that he's done uh, on YouTube and with up up down down and just stuff like that. But I would love to see, some of the elements from Game Engine in G4 because if I remember correctly, I don't believe Game Engine is a thing anymore. Um, but I would love to see sort of content like that, kind of like a combination of that. Um, I liked everything about X Play, especially the old X Play back when they were still in the San Francisco studio. I liked that because they did reviews, they did previews, they did special segments, they did some comedy segments, but they never strayed away from the main theme. They were a video game show, did reviews, did previews, and they stuck to that. They stuck to that and threw in some extra, but they didn't overpower or overlook the main theme. So I think if they take a lot of that into this G4 revival, I think that'd be really cool. Um, Attack of the Show. I really like how they did, you know, uh, the top, you know, what was it? Around the net. I really liked the segment that they did with Around the Net, going through the different popular videos on the internet, viral videos on the internet. I think that's really cool. And hey, that was how I ended up discovering some funny ones in the past. So I would love to see something like that. And then of course you got your your technology, your gadgets, your different hardware. Different reviews for that. Different gadgets. New, current, popular. I think that'd be really good. I mean, because you want to encompass gaming and overall technology as well. So I think that would be really, really good for them to, have reviews of hardware as well as video games. Um, and like I said, you can never go wrong with celebrity guests or just any industry guests. And just have interviews like that. It's always good to be able to, get input from those within the industry, and to kind of give us an idea of, what are some things we can look forward to, some viewpoints, some goals, some future goals, like, and just overall talk gaming and tech. Because, I mean, when you think G4, like, overall, that's what you think. That's what I believe is what put in the people's minds. Gaming, technology, things like that. So I really hope that with this revival of G4, it really does that. And like I said, with the shows that I've named, like the formats are just taking pieces from each. Like I think if they really, really did that, I think it could be a big success. I really do. That's what I would love to see because I know that's what I would enjoy and I would go all in. If they did this, I would go all in to subscribe, support, watch, the revival of G4. I'd be all over G4 all over again. So, but yeah, these are just some things. Oh, Cinematech. I really love what Cinematech did. Just like what, 30 minutes or an hour of just game trailers. Current, new, old. Bring that nostalgia nostalgia, bring that nostalgia back. I meant to say back. But yeah, different game trailers, past, present, future, you know, it helped me get familiar with some games out there that, I didn't even know about, or just, that I didn't think I'd have an interest in, and then, would have an interest in. Oh, I got to check that out after seeing that trailer. I definitely think they should take advantage of that. I really do. Cinematech, I talked to, quite a few of my friends that were big into tech TV and G4, and they were big fans of Cinematech. So I think having a segment, where it's just nothing but game trailers, I think that's cool. I think that's really cool. But yeah, that's that's what I would love to see in this revival of G4 returning. I think if they did each of these, I would definitely be on board. I would definitely feel like this will be a success. But that's all I have for this part. Let me know what y'all think. What would y'all like to see in this revival of G4? We know it's going to happen. Not a lot of details. Still a lot to look out for. Still a lot to really wait and see what they're going to do. But if it was in y'all's hands, what would y'all love to see in the revival of G4? If they decide to bring shows back, what shows would you like to see return? Um, just what would you like to see? Really use your imagination and share. What would y'all like to see in the return of G4? But stick around. The next video will be part two, where I give my thoughts on, will the revival of G4 be a big hit or a big gigantic miss? Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Thank you so much for watching. This is Blitzball champ Jason Ingram signing off. I will see y'all very soon. Laters.